Hello and welcome to my channel. This video is Market Prep Part 3 and will be the last video in my Market Prep series. So in this video I will be covering tagging, so actually putting the tag on my items with the price and size and material, which I did cover in my last video. I will also be covering any last minute items that I make, a mock setup of my table display, and also how I display my items, and to give you any tips and tricks on how to set up the stall. And at the end I will be covering my table at the actual craft fair. I didn't get much footage on the actual day, but there are a few little clips of the craft fair itself. I will also be covering how well I did at my craft fair, what items I sold, and any improvements that I can make for next time. So yeah, if that sounds like something you want to watch, then just keep watching to the end. So yeah, I hope you enjoy the video. So that is a whole box tagged. You can see I've put my tags on here and just added the details on the back. So I've got my price in the corner, the size, and then the material. On some of them I have added on here like what the item actually is, just to save them from, you know, pulling it about. But yeah, that is a box done, and this is my setup. So I've just got a YouTube video going, and I've got my tags, my little bulb pins. So these are like safety pins, and yeah, they work really well to go round any crochet stitches, and yeah, and then accommodate the tag as well. So yeah, I've got my list here of the prices that I worked out, so I can just refer to this and then write it on the tag. So yeah, that is my setup, and I've got that whole box to do. So let's go. Okay, so the tub is empty. Yeah, as I said, I've tagged everything in here. This pile here is all tagged, and then spinning round here we have a little pile here. These are the adult sizes, so I have actually focused a lot more on children's sizes or baby sizes. Yeah, I can now see, now I've got the piles of the different styles of hats and things, where my gaps are. So yeah, I haven't got a lot of time, to be honest, until my first market, but yeah, I am happy with what I've got so far. I want to make a lot more knitted items on the knitting machine. But yeah, I have done tagging. I've got a finished item. I was just going through my balls of wool and noticed this in one of the bags. And yeah, I realised I want to bring this to my market. So I weaved in all the ends and it's now finished. So yeah, that will be coming with me. I have no idea how to price this up. I'll probably give it away, see how much it weighs. And I know I used Stylecraft Special DK for this one. So yeah, I'll price that up. Okay, so you probably can't see that very well, but it's about 438 grams. A ball of Stylecraft Special DK for about 100 grams is about £2.30. So cost is about £10.35 with all the yarn used for this blanket. I spent a lot of time on this one, but again, if I priced the amount of time that I took on it, it would be well into the £100 odd. So yeah, at cost that was £10.35 to make. It'll probably be a higher priced item. I'll just have to figure out what I plan to price it at, really. But yeah, this is the Hugs and Kisses blanket. It's a lovely pattern. Okay, so these are all that I ordered on Amazon for as part of my table display. Let's have a look. Okay, so I've got some mini chalkboards with easels and some little chalk pens. Probably the hat holders. Yep. Or also known as a wig holder. So yeah, I guess you just put them together. Oh, cool. These are some little stools that I ordered to just give a little bit of elevation in the display. They're cute. So this is my empty table display sort of setup. So it looks lovely and neutral, very aesthetically pleasing, nice and clean. I've put this tablecloth underneath, however it's very stretchy, and where the tape measure is where the 6 foot ends. So the corner is in the right place here. So I do have some more space at the end here. What I can do is just move this up a bit, and then I'll have space at the end for my cards, because last year I did do some Christmas cards and I've got several left over, so I might just have them just in the corner on the end. I've got like a cardboard card holder, so I'll just sort of slot that in the corner there. But yeah, that's looking really good. Obviously it's empty at the moment. I'll need to figure out exactly where I'm going to put things, but what I plan to do is I've got these hat holders, so I've only set up 2. I do have quite a few more actually if I wanted to do, you know, a couple either side of each other with, say, different variations of hats. But yeah, on this little stool, I plan to put a hat, and then maybe some hats stacked up underneath. And then same here, I plan to put another hat, and then say matching hats underneath. In this one here, not so sure. I have a mirror there, so they, you know, customers can try on hats to see what they look like. And yeah, these two trays here are for headbands. I do have my merino wool headbands, and then also my other headbands in the James C. Brett chunky merino, or chunky with merino. So yeah, I'll give you a little close up. So I've got these little chalkboards here. I've got a couple of pens to write on them. So I've only set up a few, but I do have quite a few more as well. So yes, just to give you an idea of the setup, and it all fits on the table with a little bit of space. So yeah, that looks really good. I did just move these to create a little bit of space in the middle. So I've just moved the bottom two crates apart to create a little compartment in the middle. So yeah, that might be good just to sort of segregate some other hats, and you know, because I've only got 3 crates. So yeah, that's just making use of the crates to create a different space. And again, I had this last year. It's just my company name, and then yeah, it just displays that I take card, because I've got a little sum up reader, which is a little square card reader. Yeah, come in very handy, because people, they don't really carry cash around anymore. So yeah, I'm gonna have a go at sort of styling this up with my items and see how we go. This is what it's looking like. That's really good. So obviously I have a lot more baby and child size hats, so I've only displayed a couple of the adult size hats on these hat holders. The rest actually in here is just baby and children. I've made use of the little stool just to raise one of the hats up, and as we go down, I've popped the same hats as that one, sort of stack them in a pile, and then on here you've got 2 variations of hats, and then you have them down below. And what I've done on this hat holder is I've put a hat and then a cowl just below it. I did use the same yarn in both of these, so I guess by advertising them together, someone might want to buy them together. We'll see. And then in these wooden trays, I've just displayed some of the headbands that I've made. I've not got out the other headbands to put in this one, only because I've got them so neat in there. I don't really want to take them out, but you get the gist. And then yeah, in this middle bit here where I've just separated the crates, I've got a little bit of space, so I've put my baby bear hats there, and then put one on display here. And then my single lonely headband for a newborn. And then same here, I've got 2 hats on display. So we've got the chenille hat and then the knitted beanie. And then down below, we've got them stacked there. So yeah, oh, and over here on the other hat display, I've got an adult size hat. And then I've just moved my sign over here. And yeah, I've not written on any of the chalkboards. That'll probably be something I do on the day once I know where everything is. But yeah, that is, I think, how I'm going to display my items. So I will take a picture for reference, and then I can hopefully have a swift, speedy setup on the day. And I mean, this is just a rough guide as well, because this tablecloth will stretch, and I do have that much space up to the tape measure that I've not actually used any space for. So yeah, who knows, I might display my cards, or I might display some hats just laying flat on the table. But yeah, I'm really happy with that. Just looks lovely and professional, lovely and clean. I've got the crates to give height for vertical interest, and also those little stools with the hats on them. They just give a little bit of interest there. I could actually, just to make it a bit symmetrical, I could actually move this stool here, and then just have the hat just on top of the crate. So then it just evens it out a little bit. But yeah, that is a mock setup. Okay, moving on. Charging my Sum Up card reader, ready for the craft fair. Okay, so it's the morning of the craft fair. It's currently 8:30, and we can set up from 9:30. The venue isn't far from me. It's literally, it is walking distance. However, I've got all my stuff, so I need the boot of the car. In an ideal world, I would have packed the boot the night before, so that's currently not done. So I do need to do that now. But yeah, I'll show you what I've got to pack. Okay, so this is all that I've got to pack in the boot of the car. So obviously I've got my crates, I've got the other table display items. Oh yeah, this came in the post the other day from Amazon. It's a little fold out shelf, so I thought I might make use of that. But then I've got my other table displays in there. And then
inventory. So I've got my box of items. So I did make a handful of hats last night, or not last night, yesterday. So I've got 2 adult knitted beanies in the grey, 1 adult in the blue, and then 2 children's hats in more sort of like neutral boy colours. And then just here I've got 3 knitted headbands. So yeah, I wanted to make them, so I focused on them, but ideally I would have liked to have made more. And then yeah, I've got my big box of inventory, and then over here, so this is a little bit extra. So I've got my handmade cards here. So I designed all of these cards. I might set that up, I might not. We'll see how we go with the display of the crocheted items first. And yeah, I've got my crochet bag. So basically just things to work on whilst I'm at the event. And my bag. So it's got my card reader in there, a notebook, and then I've got like a bum bag, or fanny pack as they say in America, for my money. Last year I had a money box, but I just felt it was a bit faffy going back and forth to it. But yeah, these are all my items, so let's get them in the car.
Got Ben a little present from the craft fair. What is it?
Dragon.
Oh, look at that. Do you want to show Mummy?
Can you?
Oh, that's lovely. Yeah, I'll take the tag off for you. What do you say?
Thank you.
You're welcome.
It was £5.
It was. Well done. Let's see the tag. Well done. That was.
£5.
Yeah, £5.
I love my dragon.
Oh,
Look at this.
wow.
Circle.
What's his name?
Super.
Super?
Yeah.
Okay.
I named him Super.
Yeah.
Super Dragon.
Super Dragon. Okay, so I realised I hadn't filmed any outro or anything, and I also realised it's probably a good idea to do like a craft fair breakdown, let you know how well I did, what sold well, that sort of thing. So when I got there, I was able to find my table because the event organiser had set up like a table plan, which was good. She showed me where my table was. So once I'd found my table, I went out to the car and started getting all my boxes together. I did realise that I should probably invest in a like a trolley, because there was loads of people with trolleys, and I thought, yeah, that's a good idea. I did borrow my sister's last year actually, but yeah, I should invest in one for myself really, if I'm going to do future craft fairs, that sort of thing. So yeah, once I found my table, I set it all up. I did take a picture of my mock setup to give me like an idea of how to arrange my items and display. So yeah, that was a fairly quick sort of setup. I did, however, have a pile of my adult hats like just piled on the end because I realised that, you know, I didn't sort of pre-plan of how I was going to arrange them. So they were kind of just plonked on the end. But it did work. I mean, people were able to, you know, sort of flick through the hats, that sort of thing. Yeah, so that's something that I hadn't thought of. So yeah, this market, I was able to set up in good time. I was set up before the doors opened, which was great, because one of the craft fairs that I did last year, although not selling my crocheted items, but I did have a craft fair last year, I was literally still setting up as they come through the door, which was really stressful actually. So what I did was, after every sale, I had a notebook that I wrote it down on, and whether they paid with cash or card and how much the item was, just so that for the future craft fairs, I know what I've sold and what I need to maybe replenish, like with sizes, colours, that sort of thing. So yeah, I'll go through my notebook and let you know the breakdown of what sold. Okay, so I've got my list. So the first thing that sold was actually quite a few items, actually 4 items from one person. So they picked up a few items for their grandchildren, which I thought was nice, and I helped them pick sizes, that sort of thing. So there was a pink chenille 4 years plus hat sold, a blue half double crochet 1 to 3 years hat. She chose the rainbow infinity scarf, and also the mauve half double crochet adult hat. So all of those together come to £41, and she paid by card. The next item sold was a pink 3 to 6 month bear hat, which was the only size of the 3 to 6 month in that style that I had. I only sold that for £6, and she paid cash. So this baby bear hat that I sold, the little girl was actually there in her pushchair. She was 5 months old, and I said to the mum that she can try the hat on, her little one, to see if it fit, and it fit really nicely, and she looked so adorable in this hat. It's actually the first time that I've seen an actual baby in these baby hats that I've made, but oh my god, it's so cute. Oh, I couldn't take a picture because obviously it was someone else's child. Next thing that sold was a pink mulled adult knitted beanie. So it's the pink tweed version. Sold that for £12 in cash. Next thing that sold was a pink/purple variegated half double crochet beanie. That was in an adult size and sold for £10 in cash. Next that sold was a velvet adult headband, which was £8, and that she paid in cash. Next was a pink tweed adult knitted beanie. That was £12 in cash. All that I've listed was between 11 and 1 o'clock. So that was what I sold within the first 2 hours. And then from 1 o'clock to, close, which was 3 o'clock, I sold a grey velvet adult beanie for £12. They paid cash. I then sold a twisted headband in the chunky with merino headbands. That was £8. She chose the blue one and paid by cash. And then I sold a cream tweed knitted adult beanie for £12 and she paid card. And then I sold a turquoise spiral hat for £10 in an adult size. That was the only one I had of that one. So yeah, this particular lady, she tried it on and she wasn't putting it on right. So it made her look a little bit silly. So I told her, like, pop the beanie up a bit, make sure it's just here, because she was having it so it's like here. Anyway, yeah, I told her to move it up, move it down, and when she did, she's like, oh yeah, that looks okay. Yeah, she had a friend with her as well, and yeah, she said that looks really nice on you. So I think that helped to persuade her to buy it. But yeah, she also bought the one that I mentioned before, the cream tweed knitted beanie. She actually bought it. She tried it on herself as well, but she bought it as a gift, but she didn't know who for. So I secretly think she's gonna want it for herself. So yeah, that was all that I sold. So yeah, I did actually get a request at the craft fair. So she liked the adult small grey velvet beanie, but she wanted it in pink, and the only other pinks that I had was in child sizes, and she just said, do you do custom requests? I said, yeah, if you really want it in a particular colour. So yeah, I took down her details. I made an order for some more yarn because I don't have any more of that colour that she wanted. So I made an order, and yeah, I took down her details and I will contact her when it's ready. So as I was near to the end of my craft fair, my husband came along with my little boy and his best friend. And his best friend actually bought a merino headband designed for women, but he turned it round so the knotted part was at the back, and it looked all right on him. So yeah, so I sold that one for £15. That was my very last sale. So overall, how much did I make? So I made a total of £146 and I sold 14 items. So yeah, I was really pleased with that. I had absolutely no expectations at all. I've never sold any crocheted items at a craft fair before. So yeah, I thought that was really good. It was quite busy. There was a lot of people come by. A lot of people sort of looked at the items but didn't make any purchases, whether that was because I didn't have any colours that they wanted or sizes, I'm not sure. There was a lady that did come back to the stall for a particular item, but it had already sold, and I literally only had one of them, and that was the rainbow infinity scarf. So yeah, I felt a bit bad for her because she kept looking at it, and she obviously then decided to come back and it wasn't there. So little tip for you, if you want it, just buy it because it might not be there next time. I also had a nice little surprise visit from Ellie of Craft House Magic and her son Jensen and husband Adam. That was really nice. So yeah, Ellie, if you're watching, I really appreciated that little visit, and to see Jensen not only on screen but in real life. He's so sweet, bless him. So another thing I decided to do was write down any improvements that I could make for next time. So what I did was wrote down a few things based on sort of comments from customers, that sort of thing. So some improvements that I could make is business cards. So I did have a few people ask for business cards, but my response was, this is kind of a hobby, so I don't have any business cards, but I did have a pen and paper to write down my details if they wanted. And then I did signpost them to Instagram to say that they could message me on there. Another improvement is to make more older children hats. So I did have quite a few people with, say, pre-teens, so 11, 12 years old. So the adult hats would maybe be a little bit too big for them, and the size 4 years plus hats would be a bit small for them. So I really need to focus on making more of the hats for the older children sizes, basically, and also focus on boy colours, because I gravitate to pinks. But I do need to focus on, more boy colours, more neutral colours maybe, and fun colours really, because I had another lady come to the stall and she said that she liked bright colours. Maybe not my sort of aesthetic, but if that's what the customers want, I'm prepared to make it. So that's another improvement. Another improvement was to make more older girls velvet beanies. So a lot of people felt the velvet beanies and they loved it, but again, I didn't have many adult sizes in that style, and yeah, they like the pink, the dusky pink colour that I use. So I have got a few skeins on order. And my last improvement that I wrote down was just to make more 3 to 6 month baby bear hats, basically. So yeah, I have since made some business cards on Canva, and then printed them out. So when you design things on Canva, you can then download it to then print out. So what I did was downloaded it, shrunk it down a little bit and put it onto a PDF. I did that through Procreate. I'm not sure, I'm not very tech savvy, so I'm not sure if there's another way that you can do it. But yeah, I shrunk them down, put them in a row, and then just printed off a few A4 sheets and cut them on my little paper trimmer. So yeah, I'll show you one of them now actually. Okay, so there we go. That's my business card. So yeah, I've got my logo here, my business name. I've put down the bottom here, handmade crochet items. I have my phone number, Instagram tag, and my email address. So yeah, I thought that was really good to include on a business card. It is just plain on the back, but yeah, I thought that was really good. And I've got my little icons here. Yeah, designed on Canva, printed out onto card, and yeah, didn't cost me anything really, just for a little bit of ink and some card. They can get quite expensive when you buy them online, but for the sake of having a couple just to hand out, and I would only give them to someone if they asked for it. So yeah, that was my craft fair. I do have another one coming up on the 23rd of November. So I have made another order, as I said, for more yarn to make more hats in various styles and sizes. So yeah, if you made it this far, thank you so much for watching. And if you haven't already, please like and subscribe. That really does help know that if you're interested in these videos. I was also thinking for the next crochet podcast episode, that might not be in a month's time, because I've been market prepping so much, and then I would have sold my finished items, that sort of thing. There might not be one for next month, but we'll see. Might just be a short one, but I don't think I'm going to really be getting up to much, to be honest. Just market prepping and just daily crochet. So yeah, thank you for watching, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.